Hello, Battlefield fans. Watchel here, and there's a little disappointment out there, regarding the Star Wars Battlefront trailer reveal. It wasn't gameplay reveal. It was the in-game stuff. Anyways, I'm not gonna talk about the in-game footage stuff, but the disappointment behind or regarding the reveal. All the news that we got from. Just in case you don't know, some of the disappointment news is that there's no space battles. Also, there's no campaign. Okay, first of all, I didn't play previous ones, so I went down to check out the space battles, and they were awesome. They were awesome back then on the previous Star Wars. It was pretty cool. I think it would have been a good addition to the game. That would be pretty awesome. Although, what I think is going to happen is they're going to sell you probably the space battle in the form of DLC, which is kind of cheap and sucks. I hate this new the DLC industry nowadays. Kind of sucks, but I think it might go down that way. Who knows? But I expect it to be that way. So right off the bat, yeah, you don't get the space battles, and it sucks, because it's like they took a chunk out of the game. Previous Battlefront games, it was just like, man, you just got the whole thing, the whole business, and it was pretty cool to have it, right there. So yeah, they don't have it, no space battles, so kind of sad, and sucks for a lot of people. That's where I see a lot of disappointment. And the second disappointment will be the campaign, and I just think it's a horrible idea not adding campaign. Me, well, because I'm a campaign lover. If you watch my videos, my channel, I love campaigns. Campaigns are awesome because it gives you a glimpse of the game. If you're new into a game and you play the campaign for 1 or 2 missions, you get used to it. You settle down a little bit on the game mechanics and on the new guns, the new everything, and it's pretty fun having a cool campaign. And yes, the game will come with some co-op missions. People say it's like the Spec Ops in the Modern Warfare series, which is pretty cool, kind of short missions. You do a co-op, solo, split screen, and it could be pretty fun. It could be something interesting, I'm not saying, but campaign is something that could really brings you like into this really cool world, and I'm gonna bring Destiny here because I believe games like Star Wars Battlefront and Destiny are those type of games that needed an amazing campaign. You could say, well, people don't play campaigns. Well, it's because campaigns for the past few years are okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're horrible, because like the Crisis 3 campaign was pretty awesome. My Advanced Warfare campaign was pretty cool. Some of the Black Ops, the Call of Duty series, pretty awesome campaigns. But it's nothing really wow. It wasn't next gen. It wasn't really like a really nasty. So I think Star Wars Battlefront and Destiny, with all this space tech stuff, with all this new hardware, with all this new stuff, they were just calling for something nasty, something that's gonna say to you like, wow, I want to play this campaign. It just looks pretty nasty. This just looks like awesome. I want to play this campaign. So having a multiplayer only game to me is risky. And yes, Battlefield 4 had a rocket launch wheel nowadays, so having a multiplayer only game is just risky, because your multiplayer needs to be perfect. There's no way for error, if you want the game to work. So for example, and this happened to me. If the multiplayer was kind of like awful, I just go back and play the campaign. I did it, maybe on a harder difficulty, maybe trying to get that trophy, that achievement. You play the campaign in a harder difficulty, and if the campaign is fine, it's kind of cool. So I'm not saying it's a replacement, but at least for a couple hours, it's eased the pain of it. But when you have multiplayer only, it's just tricky, because if it's not working, you are done. There's nothing else to do unless you do replay the missions. You could do that as well. Well, there you go. That problem solved. But for me, campaign is campaign. I know spec up mission, like quote unquote spec up missions or co-op missions. They're always fun, but they always seem to be short, and unless these guys do a pretty good job. So campaign is campaign. You can't beat a campaign, because it's always fun to play them, and you get a cool story. There's so much you could do with a cool campaign, especially in space and all that stuff. So the disappointment is out there. To be honest, I don't know what to think of it. I'm kind of like waiting to see at E3 what in what, a few months already, a couple of months. Just to see what gameplay footage we get and game modes and how the game is gonna work and all that stuff. And before we make a decision or come to a conclusion to the game. But it's kind of weird that people, like, instead of being excited, it's just kind of disappointment. Once again, it's like, man, why they have to do this? Why they have to ruin it? Why? Some people say the DICE, they don't make good campaigns. I enjoy Battlefield 3 campaign. Bad Company 2 was pretty fun. Battlefield 4 was okay. It was a fun campaign. I had a good time. It was pretty fun. Not the greatest campaign ever, but it was fun to play. So I mean, these guys could make a really good campaign, and I think like games like Black Ops 3, Star Wars Battlefront is the start of the really next gen stuff. Okay, so to me, yes, next gen released like a year ago, but you know what? I don't think we haven't even started yet. Although yes, because Star Wars Battlefront won't be on PS3 or 360. So anyway, so that's a game. It's a good start for the true next gen stuff. True next gen. So I think it should come up with guns blazing. With the multiplayer, with the campaign, with maybe co-op missions, like a super game, something to wow people. Okay, something to shut people up and say, like, you know what, Battlefield 4 was a fiasco at first. We know that, although they're not gonna say this, but I'm saying, in their minds, it was a fiasco. It's just horrible. Look at this nasty game. Boom, Star Wars Battlefront. But you know what? So far it's not been like that. So kind of tricky. To what's gonna happen. So same thing like I said with Destiny. Although it wasn't next gen only, but it could be just a start. So maybe it could be Destiny 2. The game that is gonna be like a really nasty. Because like I said, when you get all this space stuff, there's like so much you can do with. When it comes to weapons, when it comes to ships, when it comes to little mission, little that. Just like you can just like have so much fun. Like you as a developer have so much fun with all these ideas, floating around in space and planets and making up all this new stuff and all these new weapons and just get a cool story. So I don't know, there's like so much to do. It's like so much material out there, and it seems like these guys are not just taking advantage of it. They're just taking just like a chunk of it. Yeah, the game is fine. And the game is cool. Let's say a little bit of Destiny. Good mechanics, but it's missing that campaigns part. So that's what I'm talking about. The campaign part, the story. So same thing goes with Star Wars Battlefront. Although we haven't played the game yet, we've seen just a in-game engine stuff, which I don't really care about that. I just want to see actual gameplay. I want to see the game modes. I want to see how it works. So is it gonna be like that for that game? Is it gonna be another let's say a Destiny clone, a game with no campaign, maybe no little story, just about multiplayer, but it's gonna play well, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be something addicting, it's gonna be something boring, who knows? Who knows how the game is gonna play? I mean, it looks awesome. Probably it's gonna look amazing, all this high tech stuff and stuff to do. But sometimes, it could backfire, it can just like, man, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfect. One cool feature in Star Wars Battlefront is you can play from first person to switch to first person to third person. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that it's a very good addition. I'm pretty sure previous Battlefront games had that feature as well. So that's pretty cool. But for the most part, I think the biggest complaint is the space battles and campaign. And I didn't know how much people love campaigns. I thought I was the only one who really enjoy campaigns. But no, there's a lot of people out there who really like campaigns and have a good time, and share the same idea that campaigns are cool. It's just like, once again, we're just missing something nasty that brings you back. If you're one of those who don't play campaigns because you don't care about it, it's because we're missing a cool campaign that brings you back. I'm pretty sure that these guys would have done a great job. You would just try it. You would be like, wow, you know what, I'm gonna give Star Wars Battlefront. Let's give it a try. The campaign looks pretty cool, and if it was good, you totally love it, and you totally be playing campaigns after that because you have a good time. But since we don't get like really nasty stuff, and I'm gonna blame nobody, not even PS2 360 doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just like these guys maybe not just focusing too much on campaigns. Yes, people say don't play, but you know what? Call of Duty 4 campaign, people played that a lot, and people loved it. Don't remember the sniper mission? That's the one people talks about when we talk about Call of Duty 4. That sniper mission, because it was awesome. It was awesome, and people just and we replayed that campaign and that mission over and over again because it was so cool. So this is what happens when you release a cool campaign. You replay that even years after release, even after the game is dead. You think about that campaign. So this was their opportunity to release a really good campaign for Star Wars Battlefront, and not so much with the co-op missions. So I don't know, maybe co-op missions are easier to do, maybe quicker to do than the campaign, and bring a bunch of characters and do the voice acting and the whole that maybe a little bit cheaper. I don't know. So I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, just talking about it. Would I love a cool campaign? Absolutely, absolutely. I love campaigns. I'll be playing, hopefully, the co-op missions in that game if I like it. After I see some footage of it, like a real gameplay. After I know what game modes are gonna bring in and all that stuff. If I decided to get the game, obviously I'll be playing those co-op missions, and it'll be pretty fun. Just to get a good story in the game. And obviously the multiplayer, but I think this is something missing. It's something missing, and hopefully when they release the game is just perfect. It needs to be perfect. Multiplayer only games needs to be perfect. We don't need any fiasco, because then there's not much to do. If the game releases broken and things are not clicking, not working, and on a multiplayer only game, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. And that those patches don't come really quick. They have to go through a certain process. In order for them to release the patch. So yeah, they have the patch, but they have to go through, let's say, Sony or Microsoft, and they have to give the okay to really. So it takes maybe a week or two for the whole thing. So it's just horrible, having the situation when you get a brand new game, you have to wait, for a patch when the game is like broken. So like I said, multiplayer only games, they need to be perfect, and well, hopefully this one will release perfect, and with no problems, and we get to have a good time if we get the game right. So once again, it's a pretty much a game of it's a waiting game, waiting game, see what happens. But the disappointment out there, and what really impresses me is it's just not a few people, just a bunch of people, a lot of people, with the disappointment. People were just like expecting like a full package, like they're just like, okay, the engine in-game engine looks cool. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what to say about the news, because I think it's a bad idea to release the in-game engine footage and then release the no campaign, no nothing. So because of the in-game footage, they don't show anything. It's just CGI stuff, and they all looks nasty. But we know that the game is not gonna look exactly like that. It could be, but you know how it goes. So we want to see just in-game and like gameplay, actually gameplay, playing whatever game mode they have, and then more news about it. But they release that CGI stuff, and they tell you, hey, there's no campaign, no space battles. It's like, oh, like really, really. So like I said, like, everybody's just waiting for E3. I think that's the place where we're gonna get all the good stuff, and see what happens with the game. So hopefully they learn the lessons from Battlefield 4, and the the launch day, it's hopefully more stable. There's not gonna be perfect. I tell you that right now. Not like, doesn't matter which game you get, it's not gonna be perfect. But I hope it's more stable than Battlefield 4, and not so bad. And because it's only multiplayer, and a bunch of co-op missions. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how many of these co-op missions we get. Hopefully a decent amount of it. So we can have so much fun, and I don't know, just enjoy it. But that's my take on the whole Star Wars Battlefront news. That we, or the reveal stuff that we got a few days ago. So, but anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this domination gameplay. The old strategies still work. If you watch my videos, if you watch my strategies, you know what I'm talking about. The B and C. Sometimes I went for A, but the B and C always works. It's a lot easier, and a lot of fun. So my name is Wildchild. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you haven't, please check out my channel, other videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Later.